Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I just want to take a moment to say a huge thank you. We hit 500 subscribers. It's been an amazing journey sharing my love of trains with all of you, and I truly appreciate the support. To celebrate this milestone, I've got a fun video lined up. I recently took a trip to Chicago for an open house with some great friends, and I'll share some highlights from that visit, including what I purchased while I was up there. Plus, I'll give you an update on my layout and basement progress, and I've also started working on installing the subway ramp. Lots to cover. Let's jump right in. Hitting 500 subscribers is an incredible milestone, and I can't thank you all enough for your support. If you're new here and enjoy model trains, consider subscribing and joining the journey. There's plenty more content on the way, and I'd love to have you along for the ride. My trip to Chicago was packed with amazing train experiences. I met up with some good friends and visited Johnny's O-scale layout. His attention to detail is next level, and he even gave me some great tips on how to take better layout photos. He goes by Outamus on YouTube. I highly recommend you check out his channel, and I've linked it in the description below. We also stopped at Reynauld's European Imports, a fantastic HO scale train shop with an incredible selection. I picked up my first HO engine here, and I'll explain my HO plans later in the video. I also got to check out Matt's HO layout, followed by a visit to their club layout in Chicago, which they call the Bunker. It was awesome to see all the trains running and experience a different style of layout. He goes by WC Model Railroad on YouTube, and I've also linked his channel in the description below. Of course, I couldn't visit without running some trains. I brought along my Via Rail Genesis engine and my brand new third rail Selkirk, and it was a blast seeing them in action on a different setup.
YouTube's a fun place, man. I remember watching that video and I was like, man, people in Texas have trains? That's pretty cool.
The locomotive was painted in matte black during refurbishment in 2011. The colour black was chosen to reflect the colour Flying Scotsman ran in during wartime. A special feature of the locomotive is the 3 different running numbers. On each side were the 2 numbers it ran under World War II as a homage to
wurde. Die Lokomotive war in dieser Lackierung bis Februar 2016 zu bewundern und bekam dann ihr dunkelgrünes Farbkleid.
And to top it all off, I traveled to and from Chicago in true railfan fashion, riding Amtrak both ways from New York City on the Lakeshore Limited. It was a great way to sit back, relax, and enjoy the journey.
RSX equipment defect detector. Milepost 220.0. Track 1. No defects. No defects. Total axle 5. 2. End of transmission.
There's absolutely no smoking or vaping on the train. If caught, you'll be put off at the next station stop or the next highway crossing at grade. So do not smoke or vape on board the train. We have 2 stops and 2 stops only to smoke or vape at, folks. Syracuse around 10 o'clock and Cleveland, Ohio at 4 a.m. Do not exit at any other stop to smoke, or you run the risk of your luggage getting to your destination before you do.
Now let's shift gears and talk about what's happening at home in my basement. If you've been following the channel, you know that one of the key features I'm planning for my layout is a subway ramp connecting the top level to the bottom level. However, after realizing I had miscalculated the grade, I had to redesign the ramp's track plan. Once that was sorted out, my buddy RJ came over to help me with the initial installation. Based on suggestions from friends at Central Operating Lines, I built these metal supports using threaded rods and plates to provide stability for the ramp. Due to the grade correction, some sections of the ramp will now be double tiered, like this area over here. Now let's talk about the basement itself. My original plan was to put up walls, install electrical, and add lighting in 2 years when that project fit into my budget. However, one major thing I didn't account for is that my basement only has one electrical outlet, which is all the way over here. Because of that, I had to adjust my timeline, which is why all my track is pulled up and most of my trains are temporarily moved out of here. I'm now planning to complete the electrical, walls, and lighting work next month so I can get back to building my layout as soon as possible. So now let's talk about what I picked up in Chicago. This, a Rapido F40 via rail with the Canada 150 scheme in, as you can tell, HO scale. On this side are 3 cities, and on the other side are a different 3 cities. This is prototypical based off the cab number. They made several in these schemes, each of which have different major Canadian cities on both sides. So what am I going to do with this HO via rail train? After seeing Matt's layout and visiting Reynauld's, it's become very apparent that some of the things I love will likely never be made in O scale. Since I'm already putting up walls next month, I've decided to add an HO shelf layout around the perimeter of the room. It'll be a fairly small layout, just about 1 foot off the wall, and will exclusively feature Canadian and European trains. That about wraps up this video. It's been an exciting journey, and I can't thank you all enough for your support. From the incredible trip to Chicago and running trains with friends to making big progress on my basement and layout, there's been a lot happening, and I can't wait to share even more with you in the coming months. If you've enjoyed this video, please make sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. I've got a lot of exciting content coming up, including more layout updates, train runs, and of course, new train finds. Let me know in the comments what was your favorite part of this video, and if you've ever taken on a big layout project like this, I'd love to hear about it. Thank you so much for watching.